Congratulations! You are at the right place at the right time to start your day with a lightning bolt of energy. Most news programming, morning talk shows, or other podcasts are not launching you into your day or accessing even a fraction of your greatness and potential. If you want more money in less time with more magic, and if you want to find what works to scale your sales and business with the actionable formula of formulas, then the Unblinded Huddle is the #1 way to start your day with an infusion of integrity-based human influence. With your host, Sean Callagy, and the Unblinded team, and the entire Unblinded movement.
What's up? What's up? Good morning on this Trajectory Tuesday. If this is your first time on the Huddle, we are committed to having this be the greatest way in the world to start your day. And thank you to everybody for being here. If it's your first, if you're 50th, and special acknowledgement to the Unblinded Mastery ecosystem. Folks, I said it on the call at 8. I just want to acknowledge you publicly now that I am so inspired and moved by the commitment, the energy, the passion, the enthusiasm, the connectivity, the leadership that is emerging, because this is truly where influencers influence influencers to merge ecosystems for 1 + 1 = 1 trillion relationships, or at least more than 10, to make the world an even greater place. And every word I just said, I spent a month innovating 100 times about a year and a half ago when I thought about what it was we're constructing and building. And Matt Johnston was on the Real Raw Role Play yesterday. And Matt, if you're out there, I love you, brother. Matt was a part of those conversations of innovating that phraseology when we sat together in meetings we had in the Kiva in Rhinebeck, and phone calls that we had, and with other amazing people going back and forth, including the incredible folks at Callagy Law and Michael Smikin and others, right? So I am present to the fact that there's so much passion, so much energy, and so much desire to come together to expand our money, time, and magic. And after the money and time expansion, I am really certain that the people that are on this huddle, the desire in our hearts is to truly have impact. Not only impact on the world at large, but just in our nearest circles and on our wider circles, and in the world at large. And that we can truly do that. And if you're listening like, oh my God, this is like another one of these like hypey kind of things. No, it's not. It's like athleticism. It's like there's a reason why, and I'm not a Patriot fan, but there's a reason, and I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Met and Jet fan, which is its own interesting psychological analysis. However, there's a reason the Yankees, the Patriots, have done the things that they've done over time. They just perform at a process mastery, self-mastery, and influence level, mastery level collectively at a larger and more successful with a larger and more successful approach than all the people they're competing with on a level playing field. So when you hear the language of this is about turning our lives into like a peak performing dynamic of leadership, of energy, of success, not of something that's different than that. And anything that you're ever going to ask anybody to do, or we're ever going to ask you to do, is going to be rooted in this. Does it make sense for you? Does it make sense for the other person? And that's where it all truly begins and accelerates from there. And I'm final, 23 years ago, I started going to personal development events. And I was horrified, quite frankly, when I began to meet people who are like, yeah, this is like my 22nd time here. And I would ask them, I just mentioned this, the mastery ecosystem. I would say, wow, like things must be incredible. Like, how's it going? They'd be like, well, you know, I'm pretty good. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, trying to figure it out? Like there's a problem here. Like there's a real challenge here, because I wasn't trying to figure it out, because simply by buying some tapes and books, I had been applying things like crazy and accelerating massively to buy the beach house I'm sitting in right now, which was a dream, an impossible dream, a short period of time before that. Because I had just started my own law firm on my credit card, $100,000 in debt, selling the most difficult thing I could think of selling, which was me as a 27-year-old attorney when I looked 18. And people like laughing at the idea of like, this is crazy. My friends telling me, what are you doing? being offered psychological counseling from the dream job that I quit. Literally. His name was Steve, real person, in his corner office on the 9th floor of 90 Woodbridge Center Drive in New Jersey. True story. Overlooking my tiny apartment that was in the footprint of the office building I worked at. He's like, listen, this is like an adjustment disorder you're having. You need counseling. I didn't need counseling. I needed a formula. And I wanted to prove it and give it to the world. And that's what we're doing here. So if it's your first day, that's what this is all about. Mastery is on fire. Ecosystem. Thank you, folks. Tomorrow, we're going to have an amazing, amazing Business of Unblinded call, which is misnamed because we don't have a better name yet, but is the Business of Unblinded, is how we come together to create massive acceleration and have created what I believe to be the greatest disruption in value-added marketing. Said differently and bluntly, the greatest marketing lead generation system ever created in the world for us to partner on and work together on that you don't have to pay a dime for, and in fact, get paid for. So I think it's pretty amazing and something I've been solving for 23 years and been on fire about for the last 3 months and on fire about for the last month. And Adam, Jared, Fernando on fire with me. My brothers, my partners, my co-founders have been insanely committed to this on a daily basis. And it is the combination of coming together in brainstorming and innovation sessions, which is a part of process mastery, which in mastery we're just beginning to drop into, and to understand the micro distinctions, as we talked about yesterday, of horizontal and vertical innovation. I'll pause before we get overwhelming with too many words. The bottom line is you're in the right place, and your commitment to be here on a daily basis is amazing. And to prove it to you, I just blew up my team at Callagy Law yesterday, who I love to no end. And I was like, guys, if you're not on the huddle every day, this is crazy. And these are people that I pay. Like, I pay their salary, and I'm telling them this is the place every day. So in case there's ever a question of what I actually believe, simply ask one of the people at Callagy Law about what I tell them about why they should be on the huddle every single day. And it's not just to get inspired, not at all. And we'll talk more about that as we go forward. So with that said, with that little monologue, Jared, good morning. I'm not sure if we have Fernando back with us yet. I don't think so. Please keep Fernando in our thoughts and prayers if he's not here. Hasn't been feeling great. Some real challenges. Martha posted publicly his significant other, the loss of a dear family member to Corona. And so Martha, our thoughts and prayers go out to you for the loss of her beloved uncle. Other folks in her family are ill. And so it is with a heavy heart that we share that. So, and please, let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers. Jared, sir, we have some amazing people today. As
we do. We have extraordinary people, Sean. Thank you for that intro. Welcome, everybody. I'm excited about who we have with us today. So as I begin to unmute, we have Ben Niffin. Ben is the co-founder and COO and the president of Linked Selling, which is the leader in business-to-business lead generation, a 3-time Inc. 500 company and 2-time Entrepreneur 360 company. Linked Selling works with some notable companies like Microsoft, Dell, Neil Patel, and is the preferred expert in business-to-business lead generation for Digital Marketers Certification Program. Ben, you are now present with us, and you can speak. The next guest today is David Fagan. David is a columnist for the Beverly Hills Times Magazine and is the host of California cable TV show, The Hollywood Entrepreneur. He's also the former CEO of Guerrilla Marketing, which sold over 23 million books in 62 languages all over the world. David, my man, you will be able to speak in a moment as well. Sean, we have some
Well, Ben and David, welcome. Yeah, welcome. Remarkable guest this morning. And we'll maybe start with Ben. Ben, how are you, sir? Pleasure to have you being here.
Yeah, thanks. I'm very excited to be here, doing well, grateful for the opportunity, and just really looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah, awesome, brother. So like selling stuff to lots of people, creating relationships. What do you see, Ben, as the cornerstone of what it is that business owners truly want and need in 2020, particularly in light of what's happening with Corona?
Well, I think a lot of times we make the mistake of, let me back up. I think many times people get into businesses and they begin by selling to people they know, right? They are selling to referrals, and that's great. You know, that's awesome. If you can, I've seen some really successful businesses grow to 6-7 figures selling on just referrals. That's crazy amazing. But you don't control referrals. You don't know when your next referral's coming in the door. And if you don't have the ability to sell to somebody you don't know, and you don't have the ability to generate leads, you're going to have a tough time being in control of your growth. And I think that's one of the key things in this market, especially right with the current environment. You need control. You need control over how you generate leads, and you need control over how you sell.
Yeah, Ben, I love that, brother. Absolute certainty delivered, right? Thank you for that. And please share, like, what is it that you do? Like, what do you guys do exactly?
Yeah, so we work with a lot of B2B businesses, both small and large, and we are essentially a business consulting and lead generation firm. We have everything from SaaS products to high-end services to help folks grow their business. And we have been mainly focused around LinkedIn, but you know, I always tell people LinkedIn's just a tool. You wouldn't call a carpenter a hammer expert. He is a hammer expert, but a hammer is just a tool he uses to get the job done. So yes, we are LinkedIn experts, but we're really B2B marketing experts. And so we focus on businesses. Look, not every business can run a commercial on TV or take out an ad in your local newspaper. And sometimes you have to be a little more creative or figure out how to find your target market. And for B2B businesses, that's what we specialize in.
Extraordinary. And so Ben, where are you from originally, by the way?
St. Louis, born and
Cool.
raised.
Yeah, cool. And where are you sitting physically today?
I'm still sitting in St. Louis.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That is really, really cool.
Yep.
So, and why do you do what you do, Ben? You know, you're helping businesses, you're growing, you're working with these mega corporations, as well as, you know, really successful influencing folk. Why do you do what you do?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think one of the things is both myself and my partner, Josh Turner, we had a lot of family, I think, that was hit hard during the recession back in 2008. And so when you go through an experience like that, or you see family members who have to close up shop, have to, you know, shut their doors because they're not able to get enough business in to pay the bills, even keep the lights on. I mean, it's a real problem, and it's really unfortunate. And even more so, it's just unnecessary. It doesn't have to be that way. And I think a lot of businesses don't realize the opportunity that is out there for them to take control and create systems in their business that can help them generate leads, can help them sell more. And so I think one of the more personal things is just helping people avoid that pain that we saw back in 2008. And we're kind of, you know, in a similar market now where we're seeing businesses that might be struggling because they don't have as much control as what they should.
Yeah. Amen to that, Ben. So you hang for 1 minute. I'm going to jump over to David for a minute, and I'll come back in a couple. Cool?
Sounds good.
Awesome. David, how are you, sir?
Doing good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. How are things out in the world of Hollywood?
Well, the sun isn't up yet over here, so
Well, thanks
no,
for
it's
getting
good.
started.
Life is good.
Yeah. So where are you from originally? Out there or no?
I grew up in Southern Oregon, actually, but yeah, West Coast. I've spent most of my time, also a lot of time in Arizona.
Yeah. So David, what's life about for you, and what are you creating in the world at this point?
Really just serving my people. You know, I'm always attracting people that have a powerful message and really helping them get that message out to the world. And we work a lot with what to say and how to say it, you know, word choice, feelings, authority marketing. And so many people are the best kept secret, so to speak, and they don't want to be, nor should they be. And so I really help people write their books, you know, determine their branding, you know, get their shows going, and really become that celebrity expert or icon in their industry and answer the question, why them? You know, there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of choices out there. And, you know, you need to be willing and ready to go with why people should make an investment in your products and your services and you. and you many times are the product. You're selling yourself more than you're selling anything else. So how do you do that? And I'm very passionate about helping people do that. And it's a lot of fun.
Oh, David, I am super fired up to have you and Ben on the Real Raw today. We're going to have some fun, brother. So can we play a little fun game for a minute? Like the one word association game? Because I love this So if I say, please, like one word answer, like first word that pops. Entrepreneur, one word.
Should I go first?
Yeah, if you could, I'm going to say entrepreneur. You say one word. Like what's your first word that pops?
Honestly, myself.
Okay, cool. Myself. I say money, one word.
Let's see here. One word.
First
attain.
Word.
Attain.
Attain. Yeah, we'll just go no filtering. Just like first, like reflexive word, right? Attain. Sell, one word.
Necessity.
Market, one word.
Open.
Okay. Book, like write a book, one word.
Mastery.
Love it. Ben, are you up for a couple of these one-worders?
Oh, that was me who was answering first.
Oh yeah, I thought Ben was going first there. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. So David, you ready?
Yeah, sure. Do it.
All right, I say money. You say one word.
Power.
I say relationship. You say one word.
Friends.
I say sell. One word.
Persuade.
I say Corona. One word.
Fear.
Awesome. Final. I say unblinded. You say one word.
Happiness.
Okay. Ben, I say unblinded. One word.
Success.
Very cool. Yeah. So just out of curiosity, David, what do you think the Real Raw role play is? So with the Real Raw role play, how would you describe what it is if you know it all? Because I'm super curious. This is going to be fun. And I'm excited because both of you are such entrepreneurial geniuses and marketing and sales experts. And I want to really delve into it a little bit and get some of your thoughts.
Well, it reminds me of what I saw in New Jersey a few months ago. I've seen you guys do different types of role plays with people right on stage, but so much is practicing. You got to practice more than you play, and I could go off on that, and I won't. But yeah, the role playing really is important. That's something that I've done from 20 years ago, and I think sometimes people feel maybe a little too good about it or feel a little funny doing it, but you got to be prepared when the opportunity strikes to know what to say. If you're just kind of winging it, you're not really a professional. You really don't have the mastery. So, the practicing and the role playing kind of leads to the mastery. It's kind of the necessity. So that's kind of what pops into my head.
Cool. How about from the perspective? So this is one of the things that I've been solving for a long time. And I want your honest opinion, or transparent opinion, right? So one of the things we talk about creating sales acceleration and the uniqueness of what we're doing. And that sounds like something a lot of people say. What I have been very comfortable with that we've figured out a hack to is how to unblind, like how to reveal truth. Because whenever we're on the Real Raw role play, the dynamic at the end of it is the two participants and the three judges go, oh my God, like what you're doing and what's happening is like unreal. And then they see the uniqueness of what's occurring through demonstration as opposed to words. So as a genius in the space of sales and marketing, and not hustle marketing, like Grant Cardone did something, and I just speak transparently that, two things that just happened that I am, you guys can freely weigh in on. I'll just like always boldly throw a flag in the ground that I can't believe occurred, and I disagree with enormously. One was he sent out an email that said, I've got it, right? Which one would imply Corona, right? And it was like him selling something. The second was he falsely told everybody he was going into bankruptcy. So to me, that is literally the absence of integrity. It's the opposite, because you're misleading people and not telling the truth, right? So to me, what Real Raw is designed to do a 180 on that, which is to create a disruptive demonstration of actually what you have. So your impressions of it through that prism, David, please.
In what you're showing on the screen right now?
No, the impressions of it, just like what we're describing right now. Jared, what do we have up on the screen? Because I can't obviously see that. Is it the formula?
It's the formula, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just the formula or date. So we put the formula up at some point so people can take a snapshot and understand the formula overall. But yeah, just in the prism of the idea of Real Raw as a demonstration tool to not only teach people, but also show them the uniqueness of what we actually have and our skill sets and ability to teach it.
No, I'm honestly not sure. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking.
Yeah. So I'm asking, so for somebody to say, hey, I can teach sales.
Yeah.
Everybody says they can teach sales.
Yeah.
And our distinction through the Real Raws has been, we are showing that we actually can by working with really successful people and showing the opportunities for growth of those successful people. While everybody's learning from it, so are the really successful people as a demonstration approach for a tremendous marketing opportunity. Because when those people experience it, they want to work with us and do things with us.
Yeah.
And people are learning, and the people watching are going, wow, they really can do this.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
The key word to that is interactive. You know, to make things interactive is huge, and we all learn through different ways. And so to experience it, that kinesthetic approach, I mean, it's very powerful. Nowadays, super learning is what we're all going for. In order to enable super learning, we have to be super teachers. And, you know, I think that's one of the things that you guys do well. I mean, some people want to read it. Maybe some people want to hear about it, but to actually experience the demonstration. And one of the cool things about a demonstration is that even if you're the person not in the demonstration, which most of the time we're not, because, you know, only so many people can do that at once, we can envision what we would do in that scenario. So demonstrating something can be, you know, hugely powerful, not just for the person who's maybe actually participating in the demonstration, but, you know, in a way we all are participating through the demonstration, no matter who that one person is. So it's that experience you create. I think not only do you learn it, you're more likely to remember it and implement it. And sometimes there's even a little bit of maybe even a fear of, you know, can I really do this? Or maybe you think that you can, but until you actually try, you know, maybe you don't really know. And I can give a couple different examples of that as well. But no, that's kind of what pops into my head.
Yeah, no, thanks, David. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And for some people, they're like, yeah, I got this, until you do. It's like, oh, surfing looks pretty easy.
Exactly.
You jump on the board and the wave, and you're like, well, maybe I don't got this. So Thank you, David. And so Ben, how about yourself? What prompted you to say yes to come on the Real Raw role play? Like, I know, like Jared probably asked you, but what made you decide to say yes?
Yeah, I'm just fascinated by examining the process in marketing and sales, in conversation, influencing others. And my team will probably get annoyed if I do this, but I always use sports analogies. And, you know, you look at a game like football, to just the lay person, you might watch 5 minutes. You're like, I get it. They hike the ball, they throw it. I can do that. That's fine. And you don't understand until you see in the coach's room the X's and O's and the intensities of the plays and the methodology of how it works out. And you realize, like, oh my God, there's all this stuff going on by design. They're not just winging it. Sales is no different. And I think a lot of times people can be, what's the right word? They can kind of get hooked on seeing, you know, the latest sales guru who could be, you know, just a real wordsmith and really able to improvise well, and clearly just has a knack for speaking and influencing others. And, you know, I think people can see that and go, oh, that's cool. I may never be that way though, because I'm just not that naturally talented. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But that's not the case, because there's a process that you can learn, just like with everything. And, you know, you can follow scripts, you can follow playbooks. So there's methodologies, and the more you know, the stronger you will become.
Yeah. And so final for David, and we'll roll it. We'll get to a couple of our ecosystem friends and unmute them, Jared, so we get that ready to go. So, and we'll talk more about this later in the Real Raw, but I had the genesis of this at some level was the idea that I do commit and put a flag in the ground. This is the formula of formulas. And people can say things and can't back them up. And I was an athlete growing up and through college. And I love the idea of just like, okay, let's roll it up and, let's go do it on the field. And there was no field. So when I was talking first about the formula and I was meeting people in different rooms and places and things, successful people, they were like, yeah. And it wasn't until I was in the an innovation session that Trillions did for a company named Clicksters with Matt Johnston facilitating. And I crushed it in that room of really successful people and won this influence off, like hands down, like by a ton. It wasn't until that moment that people believed anything about me other than, oh, this is some other guy that wants to like coach people or something. So what I'm committed to is creating more demonstration-like stuff in the world to let the people who really are fantastic at what they do, whether it's doctors and lawyers and accountants, coaches, trainers, marketers, having the ability to prove it and a level playing field. So the Real Raw is just in its infancy to become this demonstration-like, mathematically competitive world where we could truly reveal truth. So at one point, this is like my dream. At one point, everybody said you need a website. Then people said, you got to shoot videos. And then eventually people are going to say, well, you need to do Real Raws with Unblinded. And so that's like the global standard that we are committed to creating. And if we fall short, we'll fall short. But that's the vision and the mission of it. And I want to thank you both, Ben and David, for participating today. You have incredible background experience working with dynamically skilled and successful humans, as well as giant, mega successful corporations. So I'm really interested to see how it goes today, how your experience is and what you think, because I really do value your time and energy and also your feedback. So Ben and David, any final to send people off with?
I'll go first. Yeah, I'm just excited to get into it. And again, I'm a real big fan on process. And I think that's one of the great things that this role play can do is not only show the process in action, but it'll give us a minute to back up at the end and say, here's what we did and why we did it. And I'm always fascinated by seeing other people analyze their sales processes as well. So really looking forward to it.
Awesome. And David, what's up, brother? Final.
Yeah, I love this call. To be quite honest, you're learning or you're relearning, and my kind of mini epiphany for the day is just thinking about the referrals. Sometimes we like to kind of brag of, hey, I've got this referral business and wear it like a badge of honor. And that's not quite the badge of honor that everybody thinks it is because of that unpredictability. And I think I've even fallen into that myself. So sometimes we're teaching and sometimes we're learning, and I'm kind of a little bit beside myself right now to sit here going, wow, I've fallen into this pitfall, and I teach all these things and talk about all these things, and man, I need this as much as anybody needs this. And so just thank you for the call this morning, and thank you for the topics. And I mean, I guess that's really what this morning huddle is really about, is, waking us up to these blind spots. And that definitely worked for me this morning, because I'm already rethinking some things that I've fallen into, some traps that I've fallen into that I need to do better in my own business.
Yeah. And thank you for reminding me, David, to get my butt in gear and finish the book. So maybe that's something we talk about over time. And Ben, thank you for the same wake up as David. Fantastic morning, gentlemen. I can't wait to see you at 3:00. So we'll see you in a little bit. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys then. Thank you.
That out there. Thank you. And by the way, in the chat, let's give some love to Ben and David. What'd you love they had to say? Give them some beautiful support and validation and acknowledgement. And Jared, what do we got, sir?
And many of you were asking because both gentlemen had a similar tone to their voice. So the second person that just spoke was David, and the first was Ben. So people were asking, wonderful job, both of you. This is going to be an amazing Real Raw. I know that Ben was watching a handful of Real Raws in anticipation of this moment this afternoon. So they are getting ready to play. And I know David is extremely competitive. So let's see what goes down.
I felt that energy. These were gentlemen, my level 5 listening said, that they are taking this in loving, honest, open kindness, but also with some Zeus energy of competitiveness underneath. So I felt that energy. I agree, Jared.
Yes, 100%. They are coming to play Unblinded Movement. So as everybody's in the chat, I would love to hear, for those that were part of the Better Together live ecosystem merger event, which was an exclusive event yesterday for our students, what are you present to the morning after? Because I am present to the extreme uniqueness of what we have built. the extreme uniqueness. So please post in the chat what you are present to if you are on the Unblinded Better Together Ecosystem Merger event from last night, which was absolutely extraordinary. And as you are posting, Deepak is ready to grab the mic for 60 seconds. So Deepak, my man, you can now unmute yourself. Let me allow you to speak here. There you go. All right,
Deepak is in the house. Deepak, what's up, brother?
What's up, brother? I just wanted to tell you kind of what I'm present to right now.
Please.
Over the last few weeks, learning the formula, and we are dissecting our entire, not only our sales process, but our marketing process and how we're communicating to our customers during this time, because we're closed. So we've got a couple hundred people that we need to communicate to, and this has changed the game. The next stage of this, which I'm even more excited about, is the business of Unblinded and how I can take this and help all of those struggling businesses that are around me in our local area and transform their sales so we can grow better together.
Well, Deepak, from the day I met you, I was not confused of how unbelievably intelligent, quick-witted, fun, energized you are. And so I am honored with those words and excited because Deepak was in the Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership world. Deepak was one of the first people I came in contact with and call a friend. And we had a really fun night in San Diego. And that was the beginning. So thank you for being here, brother.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Deepak.
Awesome, Deepak. Thank you. Sean, I'll read the chat out because I want you to hear what's going on here. So Shuling said, so excited for the business of Unblinded. Alethea, who was one of the catalysts for last night with Nick Nunson and the entire Peak Performance Accountability Group, said, absolutely blown away by last night and how everyone came together to merge ecosystems from a place of generosity and support. The level of gifts given and the clarity of the asks are amazing. Steve G said, who's Alethea's wonderful husband, Jared, good morning. What you did is a life changer, creating so many joint ventures. It's a movement that needs to go around the world. I'm going to do it with my own audience, better together with Unblinded. Ron Brooks said, I am present to the connections and expanding ecosystems coming. Many of you asked that are students.
Who's that, Jared? Who's that last one that said that?
That was Ron Brooks.
Ron, thank you, Ron.
Yes.
Thank you, Alethea. Thank you, Steve. Please, Jared.
Many of you that students are asking, was it recorded? And the answer is yes. You will get the recording today with the chat transcript, and that chat transcript is gold because everybody's putting their contact information in there. Once again, I am present to the extreme uniqueness of this movement, and especially the mastery students. That is what it looks like to have yesterday 40 people for 2 hours come with very specific gives and very specific asks and prepared and rehearsed their heroic, unique identity so that people were really clear on who they are in this world and what they stand for. It was absolutely extraordinary. So kudos to each and every one of you. We will most certainly host these again. We've already started innovating around it this morning, as I'm sure you would expect us to do. I want to make sure that you have all the information for the upcoming trainings that are happening. So today, 3 o'clock Eastern time, is the Real Raw Sales Role Play. It's going to be absolutely awesome. We had 2 fine gentlemen on today who are extremely successful entrepreneurs, and they are coming ready to play.
Ben and David ready to go. Ben and David are ready to go. I am psyched.
Ready to go. And then tomorrow, just put this in your calendar, no registration required, making it super easy for you to join and share. We are having, until we find a better name, learn about the business of Unblinded. It is at 12 o'clock Eastern time for about 45 to 60 minutes long. This is tomorrow, April 22nd. So just mark it in your calendar. The Zoom link has been posted in the chat. It'll be shared on Facebook Live. Emails will be sent out today. We'll be posting on Facebook. If you can, I would highly encourage you to clear your schedule from 12 until 1 tomorrow so that you can understand what this actually means. And how Sean said, this is the single greatest hack in the history of marketing, lead generation, scaling your business, being part of something bigger than just yourself, making a massive impact in this world. You know I'm Mr. No Hype. So there is no hype in what I'm saying. This is what it looks like. And you can invite everyone and anyone to the business of Unblinded session. No registration required. Just share the Zoom link. We will be there in a meeting environment so we can all see each other, the hundreds of people that will be present. And I can't wait to share it with you. Sean, over to you for some final.
Yeah. So there is no hype. And what I am honored by is the opposite of what I typically experience in most places that I've gone for 23 years, which is people walking up to me and going, hey, can I like sell you this? Or, hey, could you do this for me? And just like pitching me. We don't pitch in Unblinded. We don't close. There's no pitching. There's no closing. Those don't exist. We build relationships. We add massive value to people. And that's how influencers influence influencers to make the world a greater place post ecosystem merging. I am present to a privileged window in time. I am present to a privileged window in time. And the study in Robert Cialdini's book, Influence, which is a fantastic book to confirm the superpower that influence actually is, the science and the studies of the invisible force of influence in the planet. Privileged window means something opens and then something closes. The time is here. The time is now. You are at the right place at the right time, and you are bringing the right energy. I am massively grateful, and we will see you on the Real Raws if you can make it. We'll definitely be in the huddles together tomorrow, and on that call tomorrow at 12 noon, you want to show people what's up and bring people that you want to do business with, you want to build relationships with, you want to add massive value to them, have them with you. Sean Callagy, on behalf of the entire Unblinded team, I am massively grateful. Have an incredible, beautiful, wonderful Trajectory Tuesday. Accelerate your trajectory. Talk to 5 people today about coming tomorrow that you want to do business with. Have a great day. Thanks.
Now it's time to break through and crush fear and distortion. What is the one zone action step that will help you most today to make more money in less time and with more magic, and contribute value to the Unblinded ecosystem? After you crush it, then head over to our private Facebook community at www.unblindedmovement.com to share your big win for the day. If you feel great about the Unblinded Huddle, please share your win for today and any questions you may have for us, along with a 5-star review so we can reach more like-minded people like you. And if you have not already subscribed, please visit www.unblindedhuddle.com to be part of our live ecosystem audience for each morning huddle so that we can help you see what you don't see about the fun, excitement, and magic of exponentially growing your sales.